All right, so for my breadings, I like to use sheet pans because it gives me more room to work with, and this is just my preference. If you want to use a bowl, it's perfectly fine. This is just my preference. So for the first step, we're going to have flour. This is about 1.5 cups of flour, 2 cups. Just depends on how much you're actually doing. Okay, so one thing that I love to talk about, where home cooks don't season, that whole thing. So we have to make sure we're seasoning in layers. Whatever flavor profile we're building, we have to season each layer of the profile that we're building. So plain flour, I'm not just going to throw plain flour on the chicken. I could, but that's not what I'm going to do. So like I said, about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of flour here. I'm going to kind of spread this out just a little bit because that's just, I'm weird like that. What can I say? I'm going to go in with some salt. So this is 1/4 teaspoon is what I'm just using to dip out with. So I got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper here, and I'm doing rounded measurements. I'm not doing perfectly level. These are rounded. Salt and pepper in the flour. Okay. Okay. There's our first layer. Okay. Now I'm using plain, pre-done, honestly, Panko breadcrumbs. Very common in the industry. If you guys have a bunch of extra bread that's starting to get dried out, that's the perfect thing to do. Is just leave it out at room temperature for the evening. It'll dry out. You got some beautiful breadcrumbs. I'm cutting corners, so to speak, and I'm just using some good old-fashioned Panko here. But again, we're going to season this up. This would be the perfect opportunity to add some fresh parsley, any other light, fresh herbs that you want to add. This would be the perfect time to add those into your breading. The store was out of parsley, unfortunately, so I was not able to get parsley. But, even still, again, I'm going to season my breadcrumbs. Another 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now for this, I'm also going to go in with 1/4 teaspoon of garlic and 1/4 teaspoon of onion. I'm getting going onion here. Okay. My sauce is bubbling. I'm going to turn that down and give that a quick stir. I'm going to open the lid away from me just to make sure I don't get anything splattered back on me. Give that a stir. Let it do its thing there. Give these a toss. Get all that seasoning mixed in. Excuse me. You got to be careful because your seasoning is going to try to just essentially sit and go to the bottom. So I'm going to toss it, going from the bottom up, and I'm going to leave that on top. Okay. That way when I go in with my chicken, and then I'll do the same thing, kind of retoss it. If there's any other seasonings that you prefer to throw in, this would be if you want to do like some paprika, if you wanted to make your breading spicy, I'll go with that cayenne pepper, some crushed red pepper, any of that kind of stuff. This would be a great time to add that as well. But we're going for just a simple chicken parmesan. Again, I store out of parsley, so unfortunately I don't have any parsley to add to this at this time, but that's all right. That's all right. So here's our chicken breast. Make sure you can see that. Oh, yeah. So 2 standard chicken breasts. I just trimmed off the very tip, and I took my my meat hammer and just pounded them out. So chicken is naturally tender, so we're not pounding to try to get it tender, but I wanted an even consistency on it to where, I'm trying to get to the side so you can see, like the thickness of it, it's the same thickness pretty much everywhere. That's what we want, okay? So I was trying not to touch the chicken until after I did the seasoning, but all right, so, okay, I'll have to change his glove. All right, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so I'll season with my left hand, that's all right. So again, season in layers. I'm trying not to block the camera with my arm too much here. Season in layers. So I'm going with some salt. Okay. Going with some pepper. It's weird doing it with my left hand. A little bit of pepper here. A little bit of pepper there. A little garlic, because I really want these to be flavorful. And a little onion. If I can get it. I'm on a weird angle here. There we go. So salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. Okay. I'm going to give these a flip. I'm going to season both sides of the chicken. I only got seasoning there, so hold that back. Trying not to get my other hand and contaminate my seasonings. That wouldn't be good for nobody. Okay, again, going with some salt, a little pepper. I do recommend you pulling your chicken breast out, letting them sit for a good 15-20 minutes prior to you cooking and seasoning them. So the idea here is we want the surface of it to dry out just a bit. That way it really grabs those seasonings and it really sticks good. Okay. And finish with a touch of garlic. I got it. I got it. We're under control. We're good. Okay, but I still need to get this side of this chicken breast though. This seasoned up real quick, and then we'll get our chicken breaded up. And again, these are just standard chicken breasts that I cleaned up a little bit, trimmed the edges, pounded them out, and let them dry for a good 10 minutes. That's it. Nothing special. All right. So now we got our beautifully seasoned chicken. I'm done with the seasonings now. So beautifully seasoned chicken here. Okay. Both sides. All sides of the protein. Always season all sides of your protein. All right. All right. So again, chicken in our flour. We get a nice base coat of the flour here. There is actually two different ways you could do this. So this is the way that I went pounding out the chicken. It's more the typical restaurant service style. If you wanted to get all fancy with it, instead of even pounding it out, let me bring this one over here for you. So leave the chicken breast where it's still fat over here. Cut a pocket with like a little paring knife. Just cut a nice fat pocket there. Stuff all your cheeses inside of it if you want to get more fancy about it. But don't pound it out. Take a knife, like a little paring knife. Cut a pocket in the middle. Stuff it with whatever cheese mixture you like, and then do all your breading and seasoning and such. Okay. That'd be the way to do it if you wanted to do it like that stuffed kind of chicken parmesan. Cut a pocket, stuff it with the cheese, then do your breading. You could even, if you really wanted to, pound it out even thinner than this, like paper thin, and then put your cheese in the middle, roll it up. Just other methods you could do if you wanted to try different things. We are doing the standard restaurant style chicken parmesan. And again, I like doing sheet pans because it gives me more room to work, and I'm not fighting the edges of a bowl. Make sure I get those ends packed really good. Again, I want really nice coverage on this. There we go. Now these are going to be sitting for just a few minutes, so I like to leave that breading heavy on top here. That way any moisture that releases while it's sitting gets absorbed by those extra breadcrumbs. Okay. Go on my landing plate over here. Mr. Ajax is just waiting for any type of little drops.